20 years within the Ghana markets is not a small feat.
20 years in Ghana, I don't think there are so many companies that have that kind of sustaining power.
Not only have we existed, but we've also made a meaningful impact in the IT space.
The situation in Ghana is not been that easy, but for them to maneuver their way through all this and still come on top 10, it just tells you that they are really doing something right.
CWG, one word.
Forward-looking.
Resilient.
Amazing, fantastic.
CWG journey is something that people should follow.
Anytime any partner or who are trying to enter into any territory or any market hear that, okay, CWG is in this space, it's natural. They just want to come on board.
I highly anticipate that the future is going to be interesting, and I believe that CWG Ghana is ever ready to take on the new challenges into the future.
CWG has continued to grow stronger and stronger every year of these 20 years, and it will continue to grow even stronger by God's grace. And this has been our story in Ghana. When we set up CWG, we're very clear about the business continuity of the company. First, to build it into an institution and to ensure that it's mitigated against a rate of risk. Now, CWG Ghana was special. So at the time we're going to be setting up CWG Ghana, two things happened. They had discovered the Jubilee oil fields, so it was very viable in terms of where do we go next. And MTN, which is an anchor customer of ours, had designated Ghana as a West Africa regional hub for the company. So if you put that together with the fact that the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement headquarters is in Ghana, it was a no-brainer. But of course, because my mother is Ghanaian, I'm Ghanaian as a result, a cherry on the cake, let's put it that way. And it was much easier than if we didn't have deep roots in Ghana. So all the lights were green when we're looking for where next to go to, and Ghana was an obvious choice.
There were potentials then when we went to Ghana 20 years ago, and that was why we decided to open an office in Ghana in itself. In terms of opportunities, the opportunities are there, and that is why we have also ensured that we grow the business, and we've also stayed in there.
I was part of the team that started CWG in Ghana way back in 2003, when we were asked to join from our parent company, Subtribe. Subtribe partnered with CWG at the time, and some of us were offloaded to come and support the business in the sales side of CWG. And I worked with CWG from 2003 to 2006 when I left, and then joined again in 2017, and still in the sales department. And it has been very exciting since that time.
Computer Warehouse Limited, as it was known then, when we were listed on the stock exchange, became CWG PLC. 10 years after we set out Computer Warehouse in Lagos, we set up CWG Ghana. And that is what I have done with a lot of my working life, building CWG into an institution.
There are different kinds of products that we have in the market in Ghana today. They can be classified into three broad areas. This first area is the hardware set of products. Another one is the software, and then the third one is the platform or kind of product.
We wanted to mitigate against product risk. So we went into hardware, communications, and software. We had subsidiaries doing these three things.
Under the hardware, we are partners to the known OEMs in the hardware business, the likes of Nutanix, the likes of Dell, the likes of IBM, the likes of Red Hat.
We also wanted to mitigate against sector risk. So we had a focus in oil and gas, banking, and telecoms. And then finally, geographic risk. So we set up CWG the headquarters in Nigeria. But we set up CWG Ghana to be a regional headquarters for West Africa outside of Nigeria. We set up CWG Uganda to be a regional head office for the East African market, CWG Cameroon for Francophone Africa and the Central Africa region, and then CWG Dubai for our international relations and transfers and financing.
CWG had the vision of being a Pan-African organization. Having that in mind would necessitate us to have presence in a number of African countries, at least for the hub.
I think the major problems which we were looking at solving were more providing enterprise solutions and platform solutions. So there were a lot of companies in Ghana which thought that they were computer companies, but we're actually doing trading. I mean, if you buy Dell computers and resell, it's a trading business. If you buy Microsoft licenses and resell, it's a trading business. It's just that the products you're dealing with are technology products, but the fundamental of business is trading. Now, if you install core banking applications, if you put platforms where subscribers can connect and do their business on, then that is technology business. So we came in specifically to address the enterprise market and the platform market. So MTN, for instance, which were our anchor customer, were looking at rolling out very quickly, and they needed an enterprise partner, which we had done very successfully with them in Nigeria. I mean, we're doing a turnover of about $35 million per annum with MTN in Nigeria, so it was a no-brainer for them to take our services when we entered Ghana. And we grew very quickly also in the financial sector with our partnership with Infosys, the Finacle banking application, and obviously our own applications which we put down for platform were also very attractive for companies that wanted to operate more on, instead of a capital heavy, they wanted an OPEX heavy operation. So they didn't want to buy things, but they wanted to use things on a subscription basis. And that's why we have excelled. And I think the customers have attested that we've done fantastically well in meeting their demands.
We've pioneered a number of things in the industry. So when it comes to us as a company, we're always looking for, okay, what is the next thing? Because you know how it is. You start something, then a lot of people crowd in. You start the next thing, a lot of people crowd in. And so if you are not able to redefine yourself at every point in time, you will be found wanting. Let me use that language.
We have new areas within technology where the Ghana market is opening up to. You have AI, you have data analytics, and you have a lot of customers who embrace technology within Ghana, like 20 years ago when we started in Ghana. So the future is very, very bright because of the opportunities that we see there, and also how technology has evolved.
We started with what I would say a decision which wasn't properly thought through. Being our first international market, we shipped a CEO from Lagos, Thaddeus Baboye. And when I come into the market, we generate a lot of activity and leads because more or less I'm accepted as Ghanaian. But when I go out, then the leads begin to dry up. And it wasn't clear. A lot of the staff were Ghanaians, but you see the head and the face of the company being Thaddeus Baboye did a fantastic job.
With us Nigerians, we come with a lot of vibe, a lot of energy. You know, we come with a lot of gra-gra, you know, kind of. You just want to bulldoze your way. You're a go-getter. You want to tell them and immediately let's run with it. You know, the ideas are flooding your mind and you have it all mapped out. You think that once I put it on the table, they should be able to run with it. And, you know, here in Ghana, they take their time when you're introducing something new. So they take their time and they don't like to be pressured.
And so it is easier to reach out to the people who you share the same culture, the same language, and a whole lot of things that you can bond together with them. And it makes engaging quite easy than going into a terrain as a foreigner. I mean, I've had experiences of traveling outside of Ghana into some of our regional. So when you find yourself in Cameroon, where it's a French-speaking country, and you do not speak French, you have a lot of limitations engaging effectively. So having to work with your local people, I mean, gives you an added advantage.
And we learned our lesson very quickly that the face of the company has to be Ghanaian. Even though it's a Ghanaian company and many of the staff are Ghanaians, the face of the company has to be a Ghanaian.
When we started, we're just fixated on just growing capacity, building our clientele, getting the market to know us, more or less like getting the mind share of the market. So that was the focus.
CWG has enjoyed a very clear succession plan. I have had the opportunity to work with 3 CEOs, starting with their founder, Mr. Austin Okere. There was a smooth transition to the next CEO, Mr. James Agada, and the current CEO. And there is always a clear vision of the company that they all follow through and progressed over the period.
So we went with Anthony Datsey, who was my classmate in St. Augustine's College. I think he was a year my junior in St. Augustine's College. And there was a boom. Anthony Datsey went on to other endeavors. And we now have a first female CEO who's been CEO for 10 years. And still the CEO, Harriet Yati. So Harriet is done fantastically well, to the extent that we got Harriet to continue to manage the other regional head offices.
Because I've been around for a while, I have a lot of contacts, network in the industry, and so it wasn't difficult. Interestingly, I've had the opportunity to work with CWG in the past when CWG came into Ghana through the company I was working with at the time, the Soft Tribe, and so we were then delivering the marketing and sales efforts of CWG. So I'm pretty familiar with CWG before I rejoined.
The CWG strategic approach is very focused and adapts to a lot of the new dynamics in the market. The typical Ghanaian focus is a bit laid back, and sometimes you need to push to get things done. And CWG, from my perspective, has brought in a lot of new dimensions into the business.
CWG is a company that started out in moving boxes, and we've gone, beyond that and done different things in the industry.
We always work with a clear strategy, and the strategy is also cascaded to everyone. So each and everyone, regardless of your role, you know what you're about. Your task is clearly defined for you, and together we engage the market. We also have good strategic partnerships in the markets that we leverage on to drive our solutions to the market. And we have brand loyalty with our customers, and this has helped us over the years to sustain the profitable growth that we have seen over the years.
We tend to want to work with the vendors more as partners rather than see themselves or see ourselves as just vendors selling to them. We work with our clients as partners, and that has helped because they see us as part of them and would open up to us to do more with them. And that has really changed the dynamics of business in Ghana.
Well, the first thing I saw when I reviewed the whole project was the quality of staff. The technical guys on ground were very knowledgeable. We did that with CWG for the first 3 years because what CWG did that time was to give us warranty over 3 years. We did that, and then we continued on other journeys. What other partnerships we went into CWG towards training. And that is one of the remarkable training sessions I've ever experienced with trainers, where I have got my team to train with other partners, but the training experience with CWG is remarkable.
There's always a good strategy in place to ensure that we attract the right talent, and over the period, we have enjoyed the best of employees, as a company in general. So these are some of the key things that has pushed us forward to this far.
Basically, it's one big family that we work together. I remember I joined CWG right from, I completed university, worked there for like 2 years. I was a technical instructor at the university before I joined. And back then, the whole mindset was to come out and be a software developer or software engineer. But interestingly, I joined CWG as a systems engineer. That means changing the whole mindset, what I had planned initially. But at the long run, if I look at myself today, I'm really happy where I am.
I would say it's been an interesting one. I've had the opportunity to learn a lot of things on the job, as well as various products I hadn't heard of before. It's been a really interesting journey.
So when you come into CWG Ghana, we don't see you as a new entrant. Once you come in, we set you up, and then you go through the orientations. Once you are settled, we indoctrinate you into the culture, and we start training you. We'll go through different certifications, we'll go through different learning paths and all of that. The intent of it is that at the end of your service, if we have an available position for you, then we'll take you on as a permanent staff. And so we ensure that right from your service days, you go through the CWG cultural practices so that you become part of the organization by the time you are done with your services.
Partnership with CWG, I would say, is amazing. It's just amazing to know how they respect project timelines and how they can deliver excellent service. They go beyond just providing the solution and the cost issue to even listening to your need and then expanding it to make sure that you're fully satisfied and you can also replicate that service to your customers. And so we have had an amazing partnership with them over the years. We have enjoyed working with their team. We see it more like family now because they help us to provide excellent service to our clients. And then we in turn enjoy that relationship.
All the entry that what we have gotten into Africa market is through CWG, right? So that way there is nothing but a lot of success stories to share about this particular partnership. And truly, right, it is as a partner, we bring technology, we bring AI, ML, the cutting edge, bleeding edge technology to the market. And CWG has that eye for technology. They also being a technology company, right? And also knowing the pulse of the market. It has been really, really great that way, that it is marriage of both the, complementing features of these companies. It really worked well. And that way the partnership also has flourished last 3 years.
So the key challenges you find in Ghana is access to financing, the exchange rate regime, which tends to, after maybe 6-7 years, there's a huge depreciation. And then you revalue everything and you find that you need much more CD sales to make what you were making last year. And then the inflation rate is also very high, but that is also counterbalanced by the fact that Ghana is attractive to a lot of manufacturing businesses that are eyeing the African market, obviously because of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement area, which the headquarters is in Ghana. So car manufacturing companies, cocoa processing is now coming, etc. And these all provide a value chain for businesses such as CWG to succeed and to do well. So those challenges in inflation and exchange rate are counterbalanced by the opportunities and the profitability of the business, especially the sector we have chosen, not in the cutthroat product sales, but in the enterprise where value is more appreciated.
Back then, when you talk, digital space, people should save, into the cloud. You could move their data centers into the cloud. They could do a lot of work over, remotely. A lot of organizations were very resistant, and then COVID happened. And people who were swearing that, it's going to take them 5 to 10 years to move to the cloud and start doing things in the cloud, all of a sudden they didn't have a choice. A lot of people were very resistant to working from home, because why should the staff work from home? It means that you're not working. When COVID happened, you didn't have a choice. You had to work from home, and you had to find a way of making sure that productivity was up. So what did you do? How did you go about doing that? And so a lot of companies had to make those changes, and CWG was part of that change for them.
It was a time where we quickly had to upskill our customers to cloud solutions based on COVID. And I would say we had a majority of customers and new customers around that period to adapt to the cloud solution.
Even here at CWG, definitely it was alien to us to say you're working from home. And so we had to do that. So a lot of things have quite happened during that period as well. When it comes to cybersecurity, people weren't taking cybersecurity too seriously. Yeah, you had your antivirus and a few things like that. But when COVID hit and people were working from home and people were working remotely, it just became so real that, look, this is something that you have to deal with.
We are able to take the problem definition from the perspective of the customer and fuse it into the kind of solution that we want to bring. So we do not deliver products. What we deliver is solutions, and the solutions are more or less customized to the point of the need of the customer. So what we might give to customer A might differ from what we give to customer B, dependent on their needs. And that has been very exciting.
We go through a careful selection process to ensure that we have a partner, or we are onboarding a partner who also resonates with our passion for technology in the market.
Our strategy in Ghana is 1, service excellence, provide the best service that the customer can ever have, and 2, customer intimacy. Know what the customer needs before he needs it. And the other 2 strategies, technology leadership, which we try to do with a platform and fintech-like business, but we do not believe that we want to be the cheapest cost. There's always cheaper than cheap, and beyond the point to begin to sacrifice value.
I would say, interestingly, for me, the proudest moment was when I was leaving. Interesting.
I'm proud of the team. I'm proud of Harriet for doing a phenomenal job. Of course, it's been challenging, COVID here and there, and economic challenges, but they've been able to forge ahead and doing amazingly well within the industry.
The way they ushered me out of the company was quite unique. I got a citation for the first time, a party being organized just because you are leaving. I really felt proud at that time. It was really, I'll say, the proudest moment in my life.
The real praises go to the staff of the Ghana office, not just the leaders. They've been fantastic in terms of scaling up to provide those niche services in enterprise and platform to the customers. And our deep thanks go to the customers for accepting us as homegrown, home-based, and home operating.
For me, I can say it is home. Home in the sense that it's a place where you can achieve whatever you want to achieve in this world. There's no limit to where you can get to in CWG. I came in as an engineer, a software engineer. Today, I'm an ED in charge of technology.
When you go out there, CWG is also one of the resellers or partners or the technology providers that you will hear out there. They are, of course, a force to reckon with. So they are doing amazing work.
I feel excited and proud for the successes we've achieved, because I know that through the lifespan of companies, some companies don't even survive a year. But for CWGs, we have come this far. Not only have we existed, but we've also made a meaningful impact in the IT space.
When we deployed our in-house biometric attendance system, where a customer comes in and their biometric details are taken to indicate the time they came in. It was deployed by me and my team, and it was quite a difficult project. And then being able to deliver it successfully was one of the proudest moments I've had in CWD.
Because of the successes that we've chalked with other customers, a lot more customers, even in the competition, within, say, the FSI space, they get to know what it is that we've been able to introduce to one particular entity, and they want us to come and see how we can replicate same and solve a particular need, particularly when the need is something that is demanded by the regulator.
I highly anticipate that the future is going to be interesting. A lot of things are happening around technology, digital transformations taking place in the various sectors that we serve. We also see artificial intelligence coming up strongly even in our market. And I believe that CWG Ghana is ever ready to take on the new challenges into the future.
I believe that we are ambitious, and I believe that we are looking at breaking ground in the Middle East and Europe, given the resources that we would require to get that done.
And of course, you have to look at the whole ecosystem of stakeholders that make it all possible. The education standard is fantastic. We get new people that come and learn very fast. The stable infrastructure, power, very good roads, good governance, and basically, I would say solace, peaceful. So it's a big thanks to all the stakeholders that make CWG Ghana what it is.
Currently, CWG has a CSR with University of Ghana, the premium university in Ghana. What we do is that for each year, we support the best computer science students with a laptop, and then we also offer him the opportunity to come and do his or her national service with us and grow his career through CWG. We also have the CWG Academy, where we use it to train talents that are interested in pursuing career in the technology space. And it's part of the CSI we offer to the community.
Anytime any partner or who are trying to enter into any territory or any market hear that, okay, CWG is in this space, it's natural. They just want to come on board because they know about our trajectory, they know about track record.
CWG has continued to grow stronger and stronger every year of these 20 years, and it will continue to grow even stronger by God's grace. And this has been our story in Ghana.